Good afternoon, everybody. How are you? My name is Dan Henry. I'm Director of Franchise Development for Get in Shape Women. Appreciate you joining the webinar. So without further ado, let's get started. So today's webinar, guys, we're going to break up into 3 different sections. We're going to focus on the first section of how to lose 12 to 30 pounds in 12 weeks or less, how to turn this passion into a meaningful career, and then how to open your own Get in Shape Women franchise. So you're how to, all the franchise opportunities that are available. First things first, guys, I want to start with a positive focus. We start all of our meetings with a positive focus. We start our annual convention down to our daily huddles. All of them start with a positive focus. And the reason we do that is because we understand that positivity and creativity work so well together. In a positive mind state, you open up your mind for creativity. Positivity and negativity can't live in the same mindset. So when you start with a positive focus, you allow, there's scientific research between a positive mental attitude, that contributes to having a more successful meeting. So what I suggest for you to do today is I want you to say your positive focus out loud. You can email it into me. You could send it in the messages, or you could just say it to the person you have to be with, watching the webinar with. So my positive focus today is, I'll do a personal and professional. Professionally, we're, this time of year, it's always really exciting in the fitness industry. People are kind of getting back to, the grind and getting back, out of their summer routines and back to their normal day-to-day routines. So the fitness industry really starts to pick up in September, and in January are the 2 big months. So it's really exciting to be part of it, and just to see, like, what all the things that are about to happen right now. Personally, I just had a lovely 3-day weekend with my family. I got to spend a lot of time with my boy. I got to spend a lot of time with my wife, and it was just a really, really brilliant, beautiful weekend. So really enjoyed that. So my suggestion is to you guys, again, make sure you write your positive focus into me. Say it out loud. Say it to people who you're watching the webinar with, and get it out into the world. So the next thing we're going to talk about, guys, is our vision. The Get in Shape Women vision is broken up into 3 different sections. It is broken up into our purpose, our core values, and our current mission, and that's what makes up the Get in Shape Women vision. So our purpose is something that we defined. Every organization, every person has a purpose. But the thing is, we wanted to put it down on paper and define it, and by doing so, that became the cornerstone of what Get in Shape Women is, and it also became what, kind of our diagnostic check to make sure that we're constantly looking back and making sure that we are following our purpose. So the Get in Shape Women purpose is to empower women through body transformation. 6 simple words, very, very easy, but at the same token, extremely, extremely important. We empower women through body transformation. Every decision we make, every new workout we put together, every new piece of equipment we get, new selling technique we have, every new deal we put together, it's because it goes back to making sure that we are empowering women through body transformation. That's how we set up our entire organization. It's built around this model. Now, our core values are what we're made up of, and there's kind of a dual purpose for us putting the core values out into the world. One, it attracts people who are like-minded. So like-minded people will be really attractive when they see the core values, and they want to be a part of who Get in Shape Women is. Now, the other thing is, when people who aren't like-minded see our core values, not that it's a bad thing, they just don't have the exact same mindset as we do, they're repelled from Get in Shape Women. They don't want to be part of Get in Shape Women because they just know they want to be a good environment. So we broadcast our core values out to the world to make sure people know who we are. These are our core values. I'm going to go through these core values and just kind of touch base a little bit on each of them, and really just kind of let you know who we are. We treat our customers like family. Now, this is a really important one. What does that mean to us? We treat our customers like family. It means that everybody at one of our clients and all of our franchisees, we love them, and we want to see them succeed, and we want to see them be successful. But we also know that sometimes we're going to have honest conversations with them. There's going to be high-fiving when things are going great, and honest conversation, and when things are going bad. And we want to be there for them and help them and be support systems and be, brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, aunts, and uncles, all that we can be. We really do find that really, really important. And to illustrate the point, our CEO and founder, Brian Cook, when he got married in the 90s, he owned a fitness studio at that time, and him and his wife invited every person who was a client at his studio to their wedding, 150 people to their wedding, because that's how much these people meant to him. They were his family members. We have a passion for health and fitness. I think that goes without saying. I don't think we'd be in this industry if we didn't have a passion for health and fitness. We believe in the power of positivity. Like I said earlier, all of our meetings, all of our days start off with a positive focus. We really, really want to make sure that we are completely positive all the time and really create that creative mindset for all of our organization. We wow our customers by exceeding expectations. That's a big one. We under-promise and over-deliver because that's what we know that we need from our customers. We need our customers to have their hair blown back. We need them to understand that they're not just coming in and paying us money and having no results. We want to make sure that they get the results, and we want to make sure they get the results faster than they can ever imagine. We check our egos at the door. Now, this is a difficult one, especially when you're successful and you've done a lot of things. But when you're able to check your ego at the door and come in with an open mind, if you have an ego, it means you already know everything there is to know about that one topic. Now, if you check that ego at the door, you're opening yourself up to learn so much more and become so much more successful by doing so. We are continually learning. We devour business books here. We devour fitness books. We're constantly learning what's the newest thing out there, but we don't want to go out there and always be implementing the newest thing. We want to make sure that we're doing it in the proper, right way. We believe in honest, open communication. And again, this kind of goes back to that first one. We treat our customers like family. We can't have any negativity out there. We can't have. It goes back to number 3 and number 1. We can't have like negativity. We can't have airs of dishonesty just kind of floating around. We need to have the air cleared. We need to have an honest, open communication, because then we can help to hold you accountable and lead you to success. Which brings us to accountability. We believe accountability leads to success. We know that you need to be held accountable. You need to hold yourself accountable, and we need to help to hold you accountable. Everybody needs to be held accountable to be successful, and that's what part of our goal is to do, is to help to lead you to success. And we love what we do, and that's something we all joke about here, is that we don't go to work in the morning. We really do all love our job, and we love what we do, and we love transforming women, and we love empowering them through body transformation. The last piece, and I'll touch more about this later on too, is our current mission. Our current mission is to open 500 locations by the year 2024, to a little less than 10 years, by developing the best fitness franchise model in the world. Now, that may seem like a lofty goal, but we have put together all the plans and all the ways that we know that we're able to do it. So we're really confident that we're able to reach this goal of having these 500 locations by 2024. So let's get into body transformation, because that is what we are, and that's who we are and what we do the best. That's our sandbox that we play in. Now, how do we achieve body transformation? We achieve body transformation through the 4 components of Get in Shape for Women. And those 4 components are weight training, cardio, nutrition, and accountability. If you are to take out any of those 4 components, you just don't get the same compelling transformation. You don't get that massive transformation. You need the sum of all 4 points, the sum of all these 4 parts is body transformation, and that's what we preach in our studios. Now, the first one, weight training, extremely important, especially underlooked with women. Weight training is so important because it has multiple amazing effects. First one is you're putting on lean body mass. You put on lean body mass, you increase your resting metabolism. By increasing your resting metabolism, you increase your caloric burn. Just pure, simple science. 5 pounds of muscle, you burn 200 more calories a day. And that's like running a 5K at nighttime before you go to bed. So this is really important for the body transformation. But what else it does? It helps with stability. It helps with bone density as you get older. It helps with core strength. You know, there's so many massive positive effects of weight training that it's really important, especially in a transformation model, to be practicing weight training. Cardio. We have 25 minutes of high-intensity interval cardio. We do this on treadmills and ellipticals, and we have an interval timer. So, for example, you'll do 2 minutes of a steady state, which is slightly above comfortable, and then you'll go and you'll crank for 1 full minute at your absolute number 10 on your rate of perceived exertion. So you just really crank that. You do that for 25 minutes, and we do this type of cardio because it is the most effective way of burning calories over a short period of time. You don't have to go out and slug for 5, 6, 7 miles. You can get a really great caloric burn by doing it this way, through this high. And the other effect is you're going to create an afterburn effect, which is going to allow you to keep burning calories after you're done your workout. Now, how do we do these workouts of the week? How do we do this strength training and cardio? We have a workout of the week that we do every week. And you'll get a new workout of the week as a franchisee and as a manager from us. And it is a systematic weight training program involving strength training, suspension training, kettlebells, dumbbells, couple machines, body weights, and we will give you 8 exercises for upper body, 8 exercises for lower body, and then you'll do a full body workout as well. And this will change up week to week to keep people interested in learning new techniques. Our fourth component, nutrition. Now, nutrition may be the most important aspect because you can't work off a bad diet. With our nutrition, we don't prescribe a diet. It's not something that we're saying, do paleo or do zone or any of those things. We're not registered dietitians, but what we do is we teach you in a framework through science of how to lose weight. 13 to 1600, this is our framework. This is our blueprint for our nutrition. 13 to 1600 calories per day, 100 grams of protein minimum, 8 to 10 glasses of water today, so 64 to 80 ounces of water a day. Eat every 2 to 3 hours. Eat 6 times a day. And then 1 free day. That's it, 1 free day, and that free day will help to quench cravings. It will help to put some color back in your face when you hear that your nutrition's changing. And what I also learned is that what I found is that free day becomes less and less. You become less and less interested in having, a crazy, drink 2 bottles of wine, eat 3 pizzas type of free day. Your body starts craving really good, high quality, good food, and that's what you'll want on your free days as well. Those cravings will change. And the fourth one, accountability. Now, this is something that no one does. No one helps to hold their clients accountable, and that's what we want to do. We want to hold you accountable. We want to help you hold yourself accountable. We do that through weekly weigh-ins. Every week we have a weigh-in where you stand on the scale and we record it, and there's high fives and you lose weight, and there's hard conversations, and those, trying to figure out how to better, how to make sure that you're not missing the boat on your nutrition or on your cardio or on your strength training. We try to motivate. Trainers really great at motivating through really making sure you're hitting your number 10 on your rates of perceived exertion during your workout. And then help manage behavior, and that's through the nutrition. You want to make sure that you're following the nutrition blueprint. And in coming in those 3 or 4 days a week to work out, those are really important things to help you through body transformation. So that's the first section of our webinar, guys. That's kind of our compelling, value proposition. That's what we're known for, is that how to lose 12 to 30 pounds in 12 weeks or less. Now, how to turn this passion into a meaningful career. Currently, we have 3 opportunities available. We have manager, full-time trainer, and part-time trainer. Now, the manager is the person who is like the spine of the organization. They run everything. They're the central nervous system. They train the trainers on day-to-day activities. They do all the free sessions. They do, pardon me, they do all the sales. They do all the phone calls come into them. They do the scheduling, so they help with all those things. So the manager really runs everything there is to know about the studio. Now, the trainer and the part-time trainer, their major concerns and their number one focus is executing those 4 components of strength training, of weight training, cardio, nutrition, and accountability, executing them to the highest degree and making sure that every woman is getting the best possible experience through Get in Shape Woman. And that's what they do. That is every minute of their waking being is focused on those things. Now, how to apply with Get in Shape Woman. You can go to our website at www.getinshapewoman.com/careers. There'll be a web form that you can fill out there. You can attach your resume, you can attach your cover letter, and then you tell us what you want to do, manager or trainer, and tell us where you want to be. You can choose one of our current studios, or you can put an area that you're in where you would like to see Get in Shape Woman open, because what that does is that helps us point potential new owners in direction where there's talent. So if you're in Parker, Colorado, and you want to have a studio open there, and we may have a person who's looking in the Colorado area, we can tell them, well, we know we have good talent in Parker, Colorado. So a great opportunity there to let us know where you are. Right now we have 87 locations, 17 states, and we're going to hit that 500 locations soon. So that's the second part of the webinar, guys. And now the third part is the franchise opportunity. Now, there is a lot of different opportunities. We have single unit owners, we have multi-unit owners, and those are currently what we have the most of in the franchise. I mean, you can come on and you can be a single unit and decide last minute you want to change up and be a multi-unit, and once you run your studio, you want to open 10 studios. That's all an opportunity. The other opportunity we have, I want to talk to you, and I won't get too deep into this because I want to save this for our first phone call. I really want to talk more about this on our first phone call. But it's an AR opportunity, and I'll touch base on that a little bit later on. But there's definitely some opportunity there. So this, guys, I want to take you through the Get in Shape Woman startup system. Now, right now, you're on the webinar. And that's the first phase of becoming a Get in Shape Woman franchisee. Next, you're going to hit the initial phone call. I'm going to give you my information at the end of this conversation, guys, for you to set up an initial phone call with me. After that initial phone call, we're going to talk about coming to Discovery Day. Now, I want you to pull your calendars out now, put a big red circle around September 25th. And right from 10 to 3, Get in Shape Woman Discovery Day. Make sure that's in there. We're going to make sure that you are, scheduled to come. And I'll give you some links on how to sign up for Get in Shape Woman Discovery Day as well. But those are 2 big ones coming up. After that, guys, at Discovery Day, we'll hold some territories for you during your disclosure period. You'll sign the franchise disclosure document. After your 15-day disclosure period, you'll have your new franchisee checklist that will go through you and I on a twice-a-week basis while we're trying to get your site and everything ready. We'll start the site selection process. We'll send out letters of intent to landlords. We'll go through lease negotiation, and we'll help you through that process. We'll put together a floor plan. I'll show you an example of a floor plan later on in this presentation. We'll do a build-out. You'll do the build-out, and we'll help you through that process, making sure that everything is done. We'll help you through your process of hiring your team. We'll give you your best practices. We can't hire the team for you, but we'll give you best practices on how to do so. You'll come to franchise school where you'll learn everything there is to know about running a Get in Shape for Women. And then you'll go to your grand opening. After your grand opening, we'll have a site visit with one of our support teams after the first couple, within the first couple of days of being open. And then you'll have your support. We have probably the most support of any other franchise I've ever dealt with, and we'll dig into that more later on. First year analysis, and then we'll take a look at second year, and then we'll take a look and see, all right, is it time to open up that second studio? So the opportunity I want to talk to you guys about a little bit after that flow chart is I want to talk to you a little bit about our AR opportunity. Now, this is something that we're doing. We're being very selective, but it's a limited opportunity through Get in Shape for Women to own an area representative opportunity. 2 have currently been sold, and we have 13 still left to sell. And those territories are, as an AR, you would be responsible for running a studio, but at the same token, you would also be helping to sell and support up to a number of studios in your territory. For that, you will get half of the royalties and half of all franchise fees for all new franchises you sign up in your territory. So again, something I really would love to talk more to you about. We're really excited about having some great ARs come on board, and this is something you think that you would be a good fit for. Make sure you schedule that first phone call, and I'll send you all the information. So you saw that number, you saw that 590 number. Now the question is, where do those revenues come from? Where do the Get in Shape for Women revenues come from? So we have a handful of different revenue streams. First one is new sales. Those are all people coming in from leads who have never been part of your studio before, or not currently clients, I should say. And that's where your new studio, that's where your new sales are coming from. That, especially as you're opening up, makes up the majority of your sales. Now, we allow all of our clients to upgrade, especially within the, we allow them to upgrade in the first 30 days to a longer term package, which will then in turn give them the prorated price of the package. Renewals, when your studio becomes more mature, the majority of your revenues will start coming from renewals, and you'll start seeing a lot of your revenue come through that way, and less through new sales because you'll have a full studio. And then private label protein. We have a private label protein that we're launching. We currently just sell a regular protein brand now, and we're launching a private label protein through Get in Shape for Women. It's really exciting. It's really it's going to be a more comprehensive protein that we're really proud of, and that will be another form of revenue for you guys. Now to get into so you can see the pricing for the renewals and the new leads and the upgrades. This is how we price out our studio. Everything is paid in full, but we break it down per session. So 3 months is $31 per session, 6 months is $26 per session, 12 months is $21 per session. Now, if you were to sign up for a 3 or 6 month package and you wanted to upgrade in the first 30 days to a 12-month package or a 6-month package, we would then give you the prorated price of the 12-month or 6-month package for you to sign up with. So that's the luxury, and that's part of the upgrade. That's the luxury of signing up for of upgrading the first 30 days. Now kind of you've seen the hours. I mean, you've seen the pricing. You've seen how we price it. We're open about 54 hours a week as we start, and that's 6 a.m. to 12 p.m., 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's 4 women every half an hour coming to the studio. And then Saturdays we're open 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. We take off that 12 to 4 because if you just found it's not the most coveted time. But as you start to grow and your hours become less and less, you can start growing your hours, your spots become less and less. You can start growing your hours to open up at 1 and close at 1 and open up at 3, or open up at 6 on Saturdays. There's so many different options you can do to help increase the amount of clients you have in your studio. You can see the managers typically working 40 to 50 hours a week, or your full-time trainers typically shy of 40 hours, and then your part-time trainer is about 15 hours a week. And now, to kind of give you an idea of where our studios kind of sit in that pocket, what we're allowed to talk about for financial representations is what we list in our item 19. Our item 19 is our, is in our SDD, and it's the only thing that we're allowed to make any kind of earning claims on. Because franchising is governed by the FTC, we have to be careful about what we say and what we claim people can make. But what we can say is historical data. This is last year's average studios, or average monthly revenues for last year was $24,000, with the average monthly operating expense of $18,014.5 before managed salary. That's a $73,000 income before managed salary, and that's just the average. That's the absolute run-of-the-mill studio, with over 50% of the people attaining this number. That's really, really impressive. Really impressive numbers. Now, every new franchisee we bring on board, we want those franchisees gunning for this one. We want everybody to want to be part of the top 10%. We want everybody to be looking to see these numbers, and this is where we're trying to take the whole franchise. Average monthly revenues of this top 10% is $39,317, with the average monthly operating expense of $25.66. Because when you're running the higher end of studio, typically it's a little bit more cost, but the income before managed salary of $2,225,000 a year is pretty excellent. $225,012 is pretty phenomenal. You can see the studios who made it there. The one thing I can tell you about all these studios, there's only one thing that links all these studios. Some are owned by women, some are owned by men. Some are multi-unit owners, some are single-unit owners. Some are, owner-operators, and some have managers in place. I think I said some are single and some are multi-unit owners. So everybody is, across the board, has a different story. But what they all have in common, is that they follow the systems, and that's the most important thing. It's following those systems, because that's why you joined on with a franchise, to follow the system and to get all that support from us. So, kind of give you some costs associated with running and getting Shape for Women. You saw those operating costs. This is kind of our startup cost. Now, we have such a big range because there's so many different factors that go into it. One of the biggest ones is the build-out. We always try to get the landlord to contribute to the build-out, or to do the full build-out for you. So that's why that range is $0 to $50,000. And again, with the equipment, you're able to either finance it, or you're able to you'd be able to just pay in full for it. So that's part of the beauty of being part of a franchise as well, is that you get those deals, you get the best economy of scales, you get financing deals that you typically wouldn't get as a single unit owner. And then the additional funds is what you need to run your studio with. So that $50,000 number, that's the money you need to help you ramp up your studio. Here are where we get the kind of numbers for that 18.5. The one thing we left out a couple things. Royalty is 6% of weekly gross sales. I'm not going to put the royalty number in this spreadsheet because I don't want to make any earnings claims to you about anything of that nature. But this is just a typical run-of-the-mill studio expenses that you kind of see across the board. Now, to kind of get into, you've learned about the revenues, you learned about the expenses and the build-outs, and we made. You got to see our item 19. The one thing I talked about now is the territory selection and where you're putting your studio. And one of the things we start off with is we have you hold some territories. We give you that when you come to Discovery Day. We'll let you hold up to 3 territories, and you'll be able to review all those territories with us. We'll do some really deep demographic research, but you'll be able to do, just by going on a website called zipwho.com, you can just start there, and you can start looking at, what is the median income of these places, what is the population of these places. Those are the 2 factors that we look for across the board. And I can get more into that in our phone call, but those are the major factors we look at is why, what's the median income of this territory and what is the population. And all of our territories are delineated by zip code. So you would be given the rights to a zip code. And that really gives you an opportunity to take a look at some areas before you come to Discovery Day. Use this website. It's a really great tool. Now, actually finding a location, like actually finding a brick and mortar spot, we have a ton of different options. We use, LoopNet, which is online, and CoStar, which are both online commercial real estate resources that we belong to. I have a group of real estate brokers across the country who constantly are updating me about new locations to look for, and we really have some great spots always popping up left and right across the country. Now, this is from LoopNet.com. This is one of our a space that's available in Great Neck, New York, which is a great location, phenomenal demographics. What we look for in every location, we want to make sure that it has a ample parking. The space that we want is anywhere from 700 to 1,200 square feet. We want to make sure that we don't need to be bright lights, big city downtown, but we want to make sure that you get great parking and a great anchor, and you get the space available, and that's going to help cut down on your costs. Now, once we have a location, we'll start doing some really big demographic research. We use an online software company called stdb.com, and they help us to break out some really good information on local territories. So this is the 1 mile, 2 mile, and 3 mile ring of that location in Great Neck, New York. And you can see from just one of the reports that I can pull on this location, in that 3 mile radius, you're looking at 191,000 people in that 3 mile radius with a median income of $82,000, and that's just phenomenal. Just a really great opportunity, because there's so many 191,000. You have a ton of opportunity to 95,000 women that are going to be in your territory, and you only need 150 to fill your studio. So yeah, this is a great population size. Now, this is the sample floor plan that I was talking to you about earlier on. We'll build, once we get an idea of what your studio looks like, we can help build this out for you. This is actually one we built for Santa Rosa, California, and this is what the studio looks like to this day. Really great studio out there, and just really pretty, and we will help build this out for you so you can kind of go in that vanilla shell and take a look at and see what your studio is going to look like. Now, the one thing I mentioned to you earlier was support, and we give a litany of it. We give a ton of it. We give more than any other franchise I can think of. And how do we give that support? This is just a sample of ways we give support. Franchise school. It's a week-long at our corporate office. Once you become either a manager or an owner, you'll come to franchise school and you'll learn everything there is to possibly know about Get in Shape Women. The weekly owner call. We do a weekly owner call with our president and our CEO, and they lead you through setting yourself up and focusing yourself for the week. We have weekly support calls with our support team. We have weekly webinars with our support team, monthly coaching calls with our president and our CEO. We have quarterly coaching workshops with our entire corporate team, and that's an off-site, typically around our corporate office, at a hotel around our corporate office, where we really dig into our systems and making sure that people are executing the system. And then we have our annual convention. That's a 2-day event every year at a location, typically around our corporate office as well, where we really dig into all there is to know about Get in Shape for Women. And then after that, we finish it all off with a great kind of a banquet, thanking everybody and having just a great celebration of our previous year. Part of our support as well is our business development coaching. We believe, and we coach you so you believe that everybody has a possibility of growing 10 times, growing 10x. And that is something that you always hear, and we talk about 10x growth all the time. And we give you a bunch of different coaching techniques to help you grow 10x. One of them is our 10x Future, and this is just a really powerful tool that we use. and filling out from starting at the bottom where you are now and then growing yourself 10x, writing it all down and then putting together a plan on how to grow that 10 times. Really, really phenomenal tool, and I love this. I love this tool. I really enjoyed doing this as a, when I did my own. It was kind of scary at first because it's difficult to put those numbers down. It's difficult to put all that information down, so it's fun. Now, 12 modules is our Get in Shape Women system, and this system, we go through the system ad nauseum. We're constantly reaching out and going through this with our owners, our managers, to make sure that everybody's executing the system to the highest degree, because you need to execute the system to survive, and that's what you need to do to be successful. All those top 10 studios I showed you earlier, all those were successful because they follow this system. And we constantly coach on the system to help to keep you, help keep it top of mind. And technology. This is one of the last parts of our, we have a great support system in our technology. We use an online software resource called MindBody Online. Huge platform for scheduling, for our merchant account, for running credit cards, for keeping data on individuals and making sure that they have all the, we know when their upgrades are, we know when their renewals are, we know when a new lead comes in. So it's almost like a CRM, for lack of a better term, that we use. Now, can I go back a little bit, guys? Here, I just want to show you some pictures of what one of our quarterly meetings may look like, but since we're still on support. This is actually a quarterly meeting from a year or so ago. Really great meeting. This is one of our breakout roundtable sessions. So you'll get a ton out of it. It's all managers and trainers there. Here's our awards that we hand out. Monthly, we do a first place trophy. Quarterly, we do a first place trophy for the top quarter franchise. And then annually, we do a first place trophy for the annual, top 10 recognition with all top 10 given trophies. And then we do a multi-owner of the year and the most improved franchisee of the year. So really great recognitions at our quarterly. But we give out an award every month to to each studio. Guys, here's some accolades we're just really proud of. Just being ranked 5 years in a row on the Franchise 500, and having these, being 289 out of the top 500, I think we're extremely proud of. Here is a list of books, guys, that I really suggest you picking up. Again, I'll send you this webinar, and you can take a look at these books later on. But really phenomenal books as you become an entrepreneur. I think one of my all-time favorites is Good to Great. Just love Jim Collins' writing and love the message he sends out. Good is the enemy of great. So just great literature here to help you grow your business. All right, here is my information. I will put this up at the end of the call as well, so you'll have more time to write it down. But write down my information. Let's set up that initial phone call. Let's talk about what opportunity is best fit for you. Discovery Day, Friday, September 25th. Like I said, circle that. It's the way to get to know. This is the next step for you after our phone call. To become a franchisee, you need to come to Discovery Day. You need to meet us. We need to meet you. You need to learn all there is to know about the Get in Shape Women system. Really important. September 25th from 10 to 3. Can't wait to meet you. Get your calendar out now. All right, guys, I want to open up this and take this opportunity to open up for some question and answer. So if any of you have any questions, please feel free to type them in, and I can answer them here, and it will help for all the people who are on board. So you just type them in, you'll get your opportunity to get your question answered. All right, first one that came up. I apologize, I just lost it for a second. All right, first question is in regards to our growth. What plans do you have in place to help grow to the 500 studios. Part of that is the AR opportunity. Having the AR in place is going to help to give more support across and help to help grow our, lessen our burden. So having that AR in place is going to be really massive because it's going to help give an extra level of support to all of our franchisees as we're growing. That's one of the major ways we're going to grow. That's one of our major. We have a lot of different growth strategies in place, but that's one of our major ones. Can you be a multi-unit owner? Can you buy a multi-unit owner package? So a lot of franchises will allow you to buy like a 10-pack of studios. We don't currently do that. We currently just sell one studio at a time, and what that does, the reason we do it is because we want to make sure that franchisees have the opportunity to learn the system, and then after they learn it and they become fluent in the system, they can go and open up as many studios as they want. How many of your owners are multi-unit owners? I would say close to half. Close to half our owners are multi-unit owners. We have a good portion of owners who are multi-unit owners. Guys, I'll take two more questions and then I'll let you get going, and then we can answer the rest of the questions on our next call. So two more questions. Go ahead and feel free to reach out and ask any question you like. Not all at once. Okay, so I'll just answer this last one, guys, and it's in regards to AR again. Again, I'll talk more about the AR during our next conversation. But the question is, how many territories in each AR territory? This is a tough one. We're looking at around 40. It's going to be about 40 locations per territory we're looking at. So, like I said, the AR will receive half of all the royalties for all the studios, and then half of the franchise fee for all the all the studios that sign up after they become an AR. So guys, thank you so much. I want to save some questions. I know I promised to get you off at 12:45, and it's 12:45 on the dot. I'm very proud of myself right now, so I want to make sure that I can continue that pride. Thank you so much. Let's finish off with final thoughts. Final thoughts on what we do. Every way to finish off our meetings, it is just basically it is our opportunity to kind of sum up the meeting. So my final thoughts today is about meaningful work. I talk about this a lot. I'll talk about this on our phone call. But there's nothing better than doing meaningful work. There's nothing better than doing work that gives your life meaning. And that's when you can say that you don't feel like you're going to work every day. That's when you feel like you love what you're doing. Is when you're doing that real exciting, meaningful work. So thank you guys so much. I'll put up my information one last time. Please write down all my information. I can't wait to see you guys at Discovery Day. I can't wait to talk to you on the phone call. Look forward to catching up with you, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you again.